All right, welcome back to Pine Tree State Restorations and the M1867 Tabaret French rifle. Little history on this gun. It started out as a smooth bore flintlock. Then they converted it to a rifle barrel flintlock. Then a percussion gun, basically a cartridge, and two different models, and then they made the last version, the ZULU shotgun, and that's what this is, and they made this in the 1890s. Now, when you find these, they're literally coated with crust. I mean, nasty, thick, rust, dirt, grime, just absolutely obliterated. You can't even see nothing. I mean, this thing was black. Look at my previous videos, and you can see how crusty this thing was. So what you do when you want to work on one of these rifles, when you want to get one and want to restore it and make it look this nice, okay, to make it look like that, take a picture here. Okay, to make it look this nice, you got a lot of things to do. First thing you got to do, is the stock and the barrel assembly is going to be glued together with grime. If you try to get this barrel and receiver out of this stock without addressing that, you'll break the stock. Okay, so what you do is, since you're going to be refinishing the stock anyway, and I'll get into that later, you're going to want to spray some WD-40 all along where the barrel meets the stock, all the way around. And take a toothbrush and scrub it in. Hold it up like this in a gun vise or whatever you have. Do that several times, and maybe even take a little low pressure air and blow it in there. Reason being is because that will soften that up, and you'll be able to get the barrel and the receiver out without breaking the stock. Because if you try to take it out, you'll break the stock. All these guns you can buy from all these surplus gun dealers. You buy these old guns, they're all crusty. They're all going to be the same thing. You're going to have to do that the same way. And then you're going to spray all the parts, all the screws, everything. You'll take some WD-40, liquid wrench, works good, whatever, and a little toothbrush and rub that in, because you need to get those screws out. Everything's got to come out so you can get the gun apart. In the case of this one here as well, the barrel band latch was frozen right in the stock. So you got to do the same thing. WD-40, brush it in, try to get that loose, so you can compress it to get that ring off in the case of this gun here. Once you get all the parts off the gun, work them, don't force them. Once you get them all off, believe it or not, you're going to take every single part and you're going to wire wheel it on the bench grinder. Going to wire wheel all that crust off, because you're not getting it off. You can try washing it, you can do anything you want, it ain't coming off without a wire wheel. And also you can use a Dremel like this here with a little wheel on it, wire wheel, to get down the tight spots. Wire wheel everything. Once all that's done, then you can start meticulously restoring the screws, the barrel, and everything. Now, in the case of this gun, this barrel has striations that go along the length of the barrel, so I couldn't put it in a lathe and spin it, because I would lose all these. See if I can see them. You see them? They're like longitudinal striations all the way down the barrel. If you was to sand that, you'd lose all that, probably all the letters too. So I had to go this way. And how I did that was, I wire wheeled the barrel first. Then I took a brown Scotch-Brite pad and went in one direction only. All the way down. Then, after I got that pretty clean, I'd take a little piece and get up here in the corners. Little piece. Once that was done, I'd spray it with WD, wipe it off. Then I would take a gray Scotch-Brite pad loaded with Flitz metal polish. And same thing, straight down. Just keep doing it until you get the barrel looking like this, right here. All the other parts, all the screws I put in a drill, and after I fixed them, some of them were boogered up, so I had to beat the metal back and touch them up, get them all clean again, and put them in a drill, spin the drill, hit it with Scotch-Brite pad or 5,000 grit sandpaper and repolish them, okay? Once all that's done, you might have to sand a few things that are bad. Take all the parts, screws and all, barrel band, everything, and put it on a buffer with some jeweler's rouge and buff every piece that you took apart. I buffed this. Everything's been buffed. That screw was super rusty. You can see how I restored it. And then when you're working on the stock, same thing. I take a Scotch-Brite pad, brown one, and I scut the whole stock up. But I don't get carried away with it. Don't work around here too much. Just a little bit of, you could use some lacquer thinner and a Scotch-Brite pad and get that roughed up. Let it dry. Wipe it down again with lacquer thinner. And then we're going to hit it again. What we're going to do when we get that last lacquer thinner wipe, I'm going to put a coat of tung oil on it, pretty heavy. Let it dry for 2 or 3 days. And then I'm going to scuff it again, this time with the gray Scotch-Brite pad, lightly. Wipe it all off again, get it clean. And then I'm going to take some Restore Finish. It's called Restore Finish. And I'm going to get the right color, and I'm going to take an old sock or an old rag, and I'm going to rub it in the wood real hard, get it hot. Just take that, rub it in as hard as you can. Get the wood hot. Just burn it right in there. And at first, it might look like it's too dark or doesn't look right. Just keep rubbing, and then you'll get that stock looking really nice like this one does now. Okay? That's what I use. That's my method. Now, you don't want to over-restore the stock or over-restore all the metal. A lot of these guns were in the white. So you want to make it look like it's, old, but not toast like it was. You see the screw here? I rebuilt that. Hammer screw. Everything's been cleaned up. Trigger guard. Everything. Inside the barrel was dirty. Bore brushed that. Then I put a white Scotch-Brite pad, ran that through with a drill, got it all cleaned up nice. Butt plate, same thing. Screw on the trigger guard, fixed it, repolished it. Everything's been all done. And the wood looks great. Looks really, really great. But I didn't overdo it. I just made it look like it did in the 1890s. So those are some of the tips and techniques I use. And the main thing is, you got to take your time. It's time consuming. This took days and days. A big shout out, thanks to my buddy Craig at the gun shop, Wildwood Gun Shop in China, Maine, the best gun shop around, for letting me use his bench grinder because mine didn't have a good wheel on it. And a shout out to my friend Paul, which is also a machinist like myself, for letting me use his big milling machine to I cut this barrel down. It originally was a 34-inch barrel, which is ridiculous. I cut it down to 28. The gun looks a lot nicer at 28, and they made some at 28. And I had to re-drill that hole in the barrel. See if you can get a picture of it right there. And that was funny because the stock is not square with the receiver. For some reason, it's canted. That's the way they made it. So, and there's no place on the receiver to get it level, and even if you could in a vise, that'd still be wrong. So I basically had to put a drill bit in front of the barrel in the milling machine, line it all up, measure it at the end of the barrel, both sides, and then look down the barrel and eyeball it as close as I could. I'm going to put a brass pin in there. This is the original one right here. It's steel, but I'm going to thread that, put a brass pin in there the same height. It's also got an angle on both sides. I'll file that after. If the sight is a hair off, which I don't think it is because I'm pretty good at eyeballing stuff, I can slip something over that sight that size and tweak the front sight till it's just right. It's pretty close, though. I don't think I'm going to have an issue with the shotgun. But the restoration of shotguns, I usually charge people buy those guns from Royal Tiger Imports and they're toast. And I usually charge $1.50 to restore one because it takes half a week to do it. In the case of this one was really bad, but turned out really nice. Really, really happy. I love this gun. This is the coolest gun I think I've ever worked on. But that's some of the tips and tricks for making your old gun, this old gun, look beautiful. You can do it with just a few simple tools and some good old-fashioned elbow grease. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And we got some more cool stuff coming up in a week or two. And we will see you soon.